Hi, Tim Unger here, and in this video, we're going to focus on making a 100 problem worksheet automatically generated from Python that focuses on SAT style math questions. This one particular problem, and I have it up here, that I covered a lot with my students. And the problem goes like this. If m over n equals, let me erase this, because we'd actually have, if m over n equals some number 7, then what does 2n over m equal? And we see 2/7. The reason being is because m over n equaling 7 is the same as m over n equaling 7 over 1. So we can say m equals 7, n equals 1, 2 times 1 is 2, and m is 7, right? So it's 2/7. Okay, so that's the kind of problem we're going to make. We're going to make them with a slash like this. That's how we're going to represent the fraction in the worksheet. We're going to make 100 problems in this worksheet. But first, if you like videos like this, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. I'll also leave a link to my GitHub profile in the description below. You can give me a star in a repository there if you like. And if you also want to support the channel in different ways, I'm going to put this worksheet up on Teacher Pay Teachers, probably for $1. You can check it out if you like. Okay, anyways, let's get to it. All right, so I have my terminal up here, and I have a folder called Python Math, and I'm going to create a file called sat_fraction.py. Okay, and I'm going to create a class called SAT fraction, and you'll notice I'm using Dracula because it's mid-October, and Halloween's coming up. All right, so we're going to pass in the self. And then we're going to have to pass in, you'd think we'd have to pass in m over n. We really don't need to do that. What we should pass in is the constant that they're equal to. And then also, let's say a and b, because, we have two values, 2 something over, we had 2m over 1m really, or 2n over 1m in this problem. I mean, if you think of here's a 1. But sometimes we might put a number in there, okay? So anyways, all right. So that'll be what a and b are. So actually, we're not going to do this. I'm getting ahead of myself. We want to create a class called SAT fraction. Then we want to instantiate the class, and that's where we're going to pass that stuff in. So we're going to pass in the self, we're going to pass in the constant, and we're going to pass in a and b. Okay, and we're going to say self.constant equals constant, self.a equals a, self.b equals b. Okay, and now we're going to come up with the numerator of our solution. So I'm going to call that numerator underscore solution. That function, we're going to pass in self. And the numerator of the solution is really this value a times what n is. But we can say that n is going to equal 1 in all these types of problems, okay? So it's really going to be, it's really just a, okay? But we can say that the numerator is equal to self.a times n, okay? And then to finish up this function, we'll return the numerator, okay? All right, and we can also say that the denominator of the solution, we're going to pass in the self, of course, and m is going to equal whatever this constant is, and it's going to be the constant times b. So the denominator is going to equal self.constant times self.b. We are going to return the denominator. Okay. All right, so that's our class. That's how we get our solution. Now let's create the problems, okay? And what I'm actually going to do is go up to the top here. Let's import random. Okay, and then go back down here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say for x in range, let's say 1 to 20. Let's have that. And actually, we'll go above this, and we'll create a random num list that's going to equal That's going to be for choosing our values. And we're going to say for x in range 1 to 20, so actually 1 to 21. So we go, because we go up to the number below the top number in the range. So that would be like numbers 1 through 20. We're going to take this random num list and we're going to append just x, okay? And what that's going to do is create values that we can choose from for our constant a and b, okay? And then we're going to say for problem in range, we'll go 1 to 101, so 100 problems. What we're going to do is we are going to say a equals random dot choice, and then we're going to select from the random number list, and then we can paste this and replace this with B, and then just delete this letter and write constant here. So we're going to have three random things we're passing into this new object that we're going to create in a moment, and they're all going to be they're all going to be some random value between 1 and 20, right? Okay, so we want to have a new problem. We'll create a new problem equals the SAT fraction when we pass in A, B, and actually we want to pass in the constant first. So constant A and B, okay? And now we have to go back up here for a moment, and we have to create some files to write these things on. So I'll say SAT underscore fraction underscore file equals, and then I'm going to have an SAT dash fraction dash file dot markdown, and I'm going to append to that file. And I'm also going to have an SAT underscore fraction underscore file underscore solution, and that's going to equal SAT dash fraction dash file dash solution dot markdown, and I'm going to append to that file. Okay, so now we're going to go back down here, and what I'm going to do is start to write the problem. So I'm going to say SAT fraction.file.write, and the way I'm doing that is Control N to autocomplete it. What I'm going to do is we're going to write an F string and say that this is problem. And actually, in Markdown, we want to have this as a heading, so I'm going to do dash dash, and then problem, and then whatever the problem is that we're on, we're going to start at 1 and go all the way up to the one number less than 101, so up to 100. Okay, and okay. Actually, at the end of this, we want to have two new lines for formatting. So I'm doing an escape character and an N in Python to bring it down and give a space in between the next thing I'm going to put. And then I'm going to do SAT, and again, I'll do my file completion dot write, and we're going to start off with the problem. So I'm going to say for, let's do an F string also. If m over n equals, and then we'll pass in the constant, then, okay, let's add a space, space here, not there. And we'll again expand this out, right? Then another F string, what does, and we're going to do, we'll do A times N divided by B times M equal, okay? All right, and then escape character N, escape character in N, and then we're gonna close out this problem with writing just basically 3 dashes. That's going to give a little break there between the problems, and 2 escape characters, okay? And now what we're going to do is we have to write the solution. So I'm going to start with SAT fraction file solution dot write, and we're going to start off the same way by starting off with the problem. So 2 hashes, problem, pass in the problem, escape character and escape character n. Want to expand this out, dot right, okay. Now we'll say something like f, and then solution is going to equal, now it's going to equal, hold this up here for a minute, it's going to equal the numerator underscore sol and method divided by the denominator underscore sol method, okay? All right, where are we? Okay, so to do that, we'll do new dot problem, and then, no, sorry, new underscore problem, and then we'll do a dot in the method. So this is going to be numerator, numerator underscore sol, okay, and then divide that, and then just to keep from doing a long line here, I'm going to move down here. I do have my font very large here for the purposes of the video. Do another F string, and then it's divided by new underscore problem dot denominator underscore sol. Okay, close up that method. Okay, and put a period, and then escape character. Okay, and then we'll do SAT underscore fraction file. Oops, back to here. Dot right, and we just want to, kind of mark a new problem. 2 escape characters there. All right, so that's good. We've written all our stuff we need to write. So I'm going to take my SAT fraction file and close it, and take the solution file and also close that. And then we're going to save it and open up a terminal, and we're going to run it by typing Python 3 and then the name of the file, satfraction.py, and we'll see we've got one issue here. Okay, let's take a look. Line 30. All right. Okay. So one thing I forgot to do is put open here and open here. We need to have that. Okay. So I saved it again. Let's open the terminal again. Let's now run this again. Okay, so it's run. If we list out the files, you see that those 2 files have been created. Okay, and we'll exit out of that, and let's go and check out the markdown file, and it looks like the formatting is good on the markdown file. We've got these problems. Pretty cool. And if we go down, we see that we have 100 problems. Cool. All right, let's go check out the solution file. All right. And 13 over 266, 2 over 3 over 4, 4 over 44. So I'm not reducing these, but let's focus on the 13 over 266. So it's m over n. So m equals 14. So we do 14 times 19. Let's pull up the Google. So we do 14 times 19, we get 266. Okay, and then the top is 13 times n, so just 13. So 13 over 266. So let me go over here. And yeah, we've got our solution 13 over 266. Cool. All right, so now I'm going to quit out of Vim, and I'm going to run pandoc. Let me show you the commands I'm going to run. And actually, it helps to maybe list out the files. So I'm going to list out the files, and then I'm going to run pandoc and do SAT fraction file dot markdown. I want the output to be SAT fraction file dot PDF, and I'll run that. That'll take a moment. And then I'm going to run pandoc again. I'm going to do SAT fraction dash file dash SOL for the solutions. And then the output will be SAT.fraction dash file dash SOL.pdf. Okay. All right, good. And so those have run. So now if I open up my files and open up my Linux files, go to Python math, go here, and we'll see that we've got the problems with the little line break in between. So we've got all the problems, and then we can open up this and see that we've also got all the corresponding solutions. So later in the day, and I promise I'll do this because yesterday's video I said later in the day I'm putting it up on Teacher Pay Teachers. I will do that as well, but later in the day I'm going to put this one up on Teacher Pay Teachers. So you could help, if you like my work, you could support me there, or you can just do a completely free option of liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell for notifications. Or going to GitHub and starring one of my repositories or something like that. Or just, hey, thanks for watching the video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.